Well, happy Monday. I know sometimes we struggle with things and we find ourselves drifting. In Hebrews 2:1, it says, "So we must listen very carefully to the truth we have heard, or we may drift away from it." I remember as a little kid growing up. Now, this is our world globe blow up, but it's also a beach ball where we can just throw it and have fun. And I remember growing up as a kid, one of my favorite things was swimming in the ocean. And I was fortunate enough to have an uncle that had a place down the shore. And so when we would go down to visit, it would always be the same routine. Dad would take Chris and I down, my brother and I, down to the water, and he'd turn us around and he'd say, "Okay, here's Mom and I on this blanket, and here's the lifeguard. Stay between Mom and I and the lifeguard. Have fun, swim, but every once in a while, stop what you're doing and make sure you're still between Mom and I and the lifeguard. And if you're not, get out of the water and get back where you belong." And so Chris and I would be swimming and we'd be riding our boogie boards in, riding the waves in, just having fun. And then I would remember what Dad said. And I would stop. And while we were playing and swimming, somebody moved the beach 50 yards in that direction. But we know the beach didn't move. We knew it was the undertow. And it happened so gradually that you didn't even realize that it was happening. That's kind of how life is. We tend to drift. We tend to forget that God's there. God has the answers. God doesn't expect us to go through the trials and tribulations without Him. And so the next time you're facing something that seems big, something that seems insurmountable, remember, don't be drifting toward that. Be in between where you need to be. Ask God to guide you through because He already has the answer. God bless you. I hope that's an encouragement to you this week. I look forward to seeing you again here next week. Have an awesome week ahead, and I'll see you soon.